When I was a first-year associate at a big law firm, I was asked to write a legal memo on kind of a complex business regulatory matter. And I did that well, presented it to the partner, and he asked me to put that into a letter to the client, which I did. And the next day I brought him a draft. And as he read the draft, I could see he was getting annoyed, kind of leaned back in his chair and let out a heavy sigh, kind of. And he thought about it, and he leaned into me and he asked me if I was married. And I was kind of wondering where this conversation was going, and I said no. And he said, well, do you have a girlfriend? And I said, yeah. He said, is she a lawyer? And I said, no. He said, great. Bring this letter to her and rewrite it until she understands it, and then we'll send it to the client. And I think that taught me much more than I ever learned in legal writing class at law school, but it taught me to kind of, you must communicate very clearly and succinctly. It was a great lesson. Even contract negotiations are not about the discrete transaction. It's about establishing expectations for the business relationship. If you don't establish trust during those contract negotiations, the business relationship may falter, and then no one's going to be well served. So it's all about developing that trust and advancing the business interests of both parties. And if you don't do that, the contract will constantly be referred to almost as a tool for litigating disputes. What you really want is the contract to never be looked at again once that business relationship has been established, because the parties understand where they're going and what they expect out of the relationship. So I would say focus on the relationship, not necessarily the discrete transaction. So I met my spouse on Match.com. I searched the website and found her profile, and I wanted to contact her. And I realized at the time that I couldn't contact her without drafting and posting a profile of my own. But I had the advantage because I had her profile. So I was able to not necessarily lie. I'm not saying I lied, but I highlighted those aspects of my life and my personality that I knew would be responsive to her stated preferences. And so I posted a profile with her profile in mind, and we met on Match.com. She was the one and only person I contacted online, and we're about to celebrate our 18th anniversary.